You be tripping, so you think about something different. Why you make just relax with it? Ain't no accidents. It's just all for the
Heaven high, everybody. Welcome. Heaven high, heaven highers.
Hello.
I am so excited about my guest today. Let me tell you. What was it, Yuri? Was it about it was a couple of weeks ago.
Yes, like in May 11, it was Mother's Day, right? Oh, the
Mother's
week after Mother's Day or something like that. Yeah.
May.
Yes, in May.
I went to a day of wellness at Rafi Lounge. A girlfriend of mine told me that I should go. And I said, of course, because y'all know I'm all about wellness and love and finding ways. That's what Heaven High Podcast is. It's all about finding ways to stay in alignment, to keep your peace, to keep your joy. Because I believe it's possible to keep it no matter what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
So I go and I walk in and I'm amazed. Everything was really, really wonderful. It's in Malibu. It was just
A
nice.
beautiful place. Yes.
Yes. But I loved everybody. I love Nick. I love all of them. The yoga, everybody. But my favorite, oh, dare I say, Yuri Sinata. Am I saying your name correctly?
Yes, Yuri Sinata.
So I go in her class. She teaches this breath work class. And I go in and I sit in the front because I'm a straight A student.
Yeah,
And,
I love it. I
and
love
and
it.
I know how important it is for me to breathe because it's my connection with the divine. But
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking we're gonna and so when she starts off the class, she's talking, she's sharing her experiences, and I am slowly getting pulled in. But I'm thinking, honestly, I'm like, I have done a lot of work on myself. So I have worked through that. Oh, yes, I wrote a book about that. Because Yuri, I'm all about finding my joy. It's
I
very
love it.
because I love to be happy when I'm not, when a little something happens. It's big because it's such a shift. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
listening. So, and hopefully she'll share some of her stories here today. But so then she starts telling us to breathe. We start going through the process and I'm breathing and the music is playing and she's talking and her voice is so soothing and she's already like planted the seed by letting me know how my life can change, how much I can benefit from this experience and how it's blessed her. And I'm breathing and I can say I took in a little of everything that I got that day because the other lady was like, I feel something here. So I'm like, what she feel? That's all gone. So I started really working on doing what you were telling me to do and really letting that breath out. And your body, when you're doing breath work, your body goes through all these different changes that can be intimidating or frightening or exciting. But Yuri is talking you through it. It's like she knows what's going to happen before it happens. And not just for me, she was speaking to everybody. And the next thing I knew, I was on a journey. I was on a journey and I saw myself on a mountain, on a mountain beyond because the wind was blowing through my locks. But
Yeah.
I felt after that class, I felt cleansed of of things in my that my vessel had been carrying that I didn't even know was in there.
Yes, that's the magic of breath work.
It was
Yeah.
absolutely amazing. So, will you please tell my listeners how you got involved with breath work?
Yeah, so I share this in the class with you and everywhere because I am not ashamed of the story that I came from, because that is really is our story is make us who we are, and
Mhm.
I am proud of it, and I took it as a gift that I can share with with the world, and so for me, going to like as my whole life, I grew up in a very unsafe home, and I don't have a caring parents that like been loving like unconditionally. So I was a very sick child and I was very suicidal. And I tried to commit suicide my time in my life, that I get myself into a lot of trouble because of I'm trying to get attention. And I even, now that I understood, I even was so sick all the time. I have so much inflammation in my body. I have
Mm,
autoimmune disease. So I have all these things that it just like part of my life, that it become part of my identity. So I'm just like a
mm,
person who
mm.
has all this sickness, who has all these autoimmune disease. I have all this inflammation and hormone imbalance. So it become like part of for myself. And I also was so emotionally destroyed when I was a child. So I starting to create all this wall to starting to numb myself because my flight fight mode is always on. And I was on a freeze mode to the point I no longer can feel my emotion. And I was so proud of that. Like I was so proud of my shield. I thought,
It
wow,
was
I'm
like,
such a cool girl. I'm such so strong. Like, I don't get emotional like other girls. Like, so I have all these like anti-feminine, anti-soft because I always put myself in a place that like I'm always gonna ready to fight. But
mhm.
I realized that we invited that to our life when we are in this position. We invited a fight to come to our life and we're always ready to fight, which is so
Mhm.
ironic, it's so ironic. So
Mhm.
once I
Oh,
went to,
because if you're walking around defending yourself,
yes,
you ready,
uh-huh,
then you're
yes,
gonna call forth situations where
yep,
you have to.
uh-huh.
Yes,
To
yes,
use that power, yeah. And the thing is about flight fight mode, what I learned when you are in unsafe environment, because our flight fight mode turned on when we are not safe, right? But if you are coming from already a home or grew up in an environment that is not safe, basically this is becoming your normal state of your being. So your flight fight mode is always on. That's why people have a lot of chronic inflammation, organ disorder and all of the
mhm,
ovaries and cysts and you can name all of it. And
mhm.
so it manifested into a physical pain and physical thing, or you can get into depression and all of it. And some people felt like always lethargic, or like lethargic, they're always tired. Like they don't know why am I tired all the time? Because think of it, if you want to fight, right? When
Yes,
before you charge, like before you run, you have to use and create a lot of energy to run, to fight. So
yes.
with that subconsciously, you put yourself into this situation all the time. So and it becomes the normal. You don't even know if it's on or not anymore. So
Mm,
once I understood the whole concept of energy, nervous system, oh wow, like I didn't know that my nervous system is like in a wreck like that, because I thought I don't have any anxiety. I'm cool,
yeah, yeah,
I'm not good. My body is not good.
right.
Duh.
Mm,
Where's all this alopecia? Where's all this bald spot? What is all this rash? Like, why am I inflamed? So I starting to first I was aware of this like manifesting energy that is like trauma that is manifested to your physical body. I went to an acupuncturist. Um, a chiropractor acupuncturist that like understood energy, and this is when he was telling me that, oh, like you have a lot of stress and in your life. And like I'm not stressed. I'm not stressed
no,
at
I'm
all.
not.
I'm not. you know I
Yes.
was so like this. And I'm strong and I'm a warrior, and then like well, your body is saying that you are stressed. And this
Mm,
is like, oh really? And I'm starting to get into understanding like our body energetically and everything. This is when I learned that the body keep the score. And we also like a lot of people read this book is one of the
body
best
keeps
book.
the
Yeah,
score.
score. Yeah. So even though mentally you think like, oh, I forgive this person, I forget that person. Even though if you forgive it, but the body kept it. the body have no way to release it until we know how to release it. So breath work,
Mm.
it's one of the tools, the strongest tool is like it's literally is the sacred tool that like we came to this world. First thing we do, we take a deep breath and then we cry, we cry like a baby. And
Yeah.
that's just like the first for me, I understood so well. This is our tools to basic to receive life and to let go of pain. So
Yes.
yeah.
And that's one of the things that I thought about after your class. I honestly I felt like what I let go of, the short of it is my mother was married to my daddy Ambrose when she got pregnant by my father, who she loved but couldn't marry him, even though he wanted to marry him because she was already married and it was a sin.
Yeah.
So when I was born, like my soul, I can almost see me being born and like looking around at these people looking at me like, that's not Ambrose child. And
Yeah.
me popping out, pleasing everybody, making
Uh-huh.
everybody happy, making everybody laugh. So they didn't think about it. And um, both daddies loved me, although I didn't know my birth father, but Daddy Ambrose, he was very much in my life. And then when I got 6, he and my mother divorced and he was just
Mm-hmm.
gone. So it was a lot of issues in there, because
Mm-hmm.
even though I wasn't mad at him, I ain't mad at nobody. And now my birth father and I have a wonderful relationship, but I felt like it was some residue
Yes,
of
of
that
course.
in there,
Yes,
you
there's
know.
yeah, because when we were born, like we are not born as only us, we took a lot of all the ancestral like parents, grandparents, mother, like if they have any type of like emotion they couldn't and they don't want to feel it energetically came to us. So I
Mhm.
am the same way. So I came with like already carrying so much shame in my body coming from my
Mhm.
mother, like all the my ancestral like my family already have a lot of that. So and now that I'm in the different, I'm out of the inside the jar, so I can see
Yes.
everything. I
Yes.
can see all of my family have and carry the same inflammation, same, like that's why they call it like we have a genetics, but this genetics is actually a lot more emotionally than it is physically, but it just manifested into a physical things.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Mhm.
my whole mom family all have this thing with our guts, and because we hold a lot of emotion in our guts. So we have acidic stomach, and that turned to one of my aunt that, like become like have cancer. So like it all manifested in so many different way.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
And we can do the work to let it go,
Mm-hmm.
but breath work, I think, at least from experiencing your class, helps to release it in the places that are left behind,
Of
like
course, yeah.
like the
Because it's
residue
the
after
yeah.
after the work for me.
Yeah, because the work is in here. When we are doing the
Yes.
work, it's in here. Like, yes, like I said, you can mentally, like, like think that you forgive a person, but unfortunately, the body kept the memory, and it's stuck in the body. And this is why breath work helps you to. It doesn't even have, breath work is one of the most powerful tools. Not only removing that is also help your body to turn into alkaline from like to like basically like
Mm.
drinking so much oxygen, so that's why our body is
Mm.
like so energetically is not only to, because people always say, oh, I don't have any trauma, I don't want, it doesn't matter, because like even if you don't, it's you inviting so much life force into your vessel to even for an expansion, like that's why we energetically always growing and evolving, and through breath work we can expand more and we can receive more. That's how I always look at it.
Yes.
Yeah.
For
Hmm.
you religious people, at church Sunday, the lady spoke and she talked about the names of, I don't remember if she specifically said Christ or God or Jesus or what, but it was letters. And I don't remember the letters either. But she said it wasn't meant to be spoken. It was Yeshua, Shua, Shua. So
Mm-hmm.
she said it was meant to be breathed in and
Mm-hmm.
out. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh, it took me back to you. But another thing, for those of you who may know, I was blessed to have a baby girl who was stillborn. And after I had my baby, because I've always focused on the good, I held her and I thank God for her and all that stuff and went through all that. But I was mad. I was really
Mm-hmm.
angry with God. I was very, very angry. And I kept saying, how you gonna do me like this? This me. Like what? This is Tangie. And
Yeah.
the thing that I thought about after your class, because I have healed from that and been able to see the synchronicities and the gifts all the way through, right? But
Mm-hmm.
I didn't get it until I'm standing in my green room and I heard the message that God gave me, why she came. And when I heard it, I saw the darkness start at my feet and it came up and it came up and I saw it and then it came out. And the first thing I did was I started breathing again. And I've since noticed that whenever I'm out of sorts, when I get back to myself, the first thing I
Mm-hmm.
do is start breathing again. And
Yeah.
then once I started breathing, Yuri, I remembered my dream of my son that I had years before my daughter. And I said, oh, I'm going to have a baby, and went on and had a baby. But I couldn't remember the dream. I couldn't hear the messages. I couldn't hear the guidance from my angels until I was breathing again.
Yes.
So for
Yeah.
those of you who think you don't need breath work,
Mm-hmm.
even like now, meditation, just listening, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can get the messages.
Mm-hmm.
Let me show you something. Y'all couldn't make it to a day of wellness at Rafi Lounge, but look at this. You see what's happening right there? Watch this, watch this, watch this.
Come and join us for another powerful breathwork journey. Experience the magic of sound and vibration. I can't wait to guide you back to your greatest self. Let's breathe, heal, and rise together.
I say first, you saying how tough you were is amazing. And y'all don't even know because she didn't even go into details here with the pain that she's experienced. But you are so soft and womanly and feminine. And it's just
Finally, I had to let go
finally.
my I had to let go my armor, put down the gun.
Now, do you have to remind yourself every day?
Not anymore. Sometimes yes, like because like in the any situation, like because that's why when people think that like when we heal, we become this version, right? There's no such a
Yes.
thing as a perfect version. I believe that we all come with the shadow and the light. And the shadow is our protection, it's not our power, right? But it is our
Mhm.
protection. So when we are, no matter what, like we are still human, there is still this girl that living inside of me that will never left us, right? And this little girl in me that I'm taking care of, like she's the one who's like going through all the pain and suffering, and I responsible for this girl to always feel
Mhm.
safe. So my nature, I'm a protector, I'm a mother. Like my soul is my protector, I'm a mother. I'm always a caregiver, I always taking care
And a
of.
dancer.
Yes, and a dancer. We all are a dancer, by the way. This is I just find out too. I
Okay.
only find out now because I never learned to dance. But once I let go of all the, oh, you can't dance, you can't move this way. Because I came from a very cage, like I shared a little bit in the class, that very cage environment. So my wild soul chose to come to this world that is like I was born in Indonesia, is predominantly a Muslim. I grew up in a Catholic school with a very strict parent. So religion and culture was my cage. And I have to be
Mhm.
the good girl, obedient girl, never say anything, put your head down. So I was in the relationship, like, that is very controlling. Like I cannot wear this, like I can't even wear makeup to school. It was crazy to see myself back then, right? Until I basically, and then, our identity, it's tied so much to whatever people said about us, not about like who we really are, So now I'm 41 and finally releasing all the what people expected of me, how I
Mm,
supposed to look like, how am I supposed to present myself to the world, or
yeah.
how my mother want me to look like on social media. Like I remove all of that. I remove all of that. I love dancing. I love to go to festival, and there's still a lot of mom that nowadays, like, are you too old to go to a festival?
Oh,
No, I will
yes.
never be too
Yes.
old because why do we stop having fun when we get older? And there's a reason why we get old and we get grumpy because we forget to have fun, you know?
Have
And
fun.
even like, if our health, right? The idea, this is why I don't watch TV. I don't watch TV. I don't watch commercials because it's completely brainwashed. If you ever read the book Becoming Supernatural, by Joe
Okay.
Dispenza, is like one of the most like informative book about energy and your mindset. Because think about it, if you listen to a radio, right? Like that's
Mm-hmm.
why we are so brainwashed from all social media. So we have to filter what we listen to by the age, if you are in this age 50 to 60, like you have all this pain, honestly, because of you listening to it so much, it actually manifests it, then become the pain.
Mm,
We're receiving
yes.
information because reality, it only happened because of repetitive information that we
Yes.
become our belief. So we suddenly, now our body is wired. By the age I'm 50, I'm gonna have all this arthritis, everything, because it come with the age, you see. It's crazy. But
Yes.
you don't. That's why it is so important to be careful what you listen to, because that's why sound is like, for me, it's so sacred. You have to be really careful with the music that you listen to every single day, because either only going to fit the shadow, or it's going to give you life and, healing and light. So it's very, 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 very sensitive, because
Mm,
I believe that our soul is made of sun and light, because God created the whole universe with sound, let it be light. So the first energy that ever exists is sound first. And so that's what I believe. That's why, we are like a bass
mm,
instrument. That's why sound has so much power to, that's why when you go to someone like a motivational speaker, right? Why did you get so empowered when you hear they say, like, because sound has energy, words have energy. Every word that we say about our life, about who we are, it
yes.
manifested every single day. So be very careful with those information that we receive.
Thoughts, your words.
Yes, your words, yeah.
At,
Mm-hmm.
at this event that you're doing, you're having
Violin, cellist, and guitarist. So because I am basically become obsessed with sound, because I know how much it can help people have like anxiety. I learned this from like just having understanding energy, and how string instruments have such a powerful way to to create a coherent energy or vibration into people have a lot of anxiety. Because if you think of like, we all vibrate, right? We all vibrate
yes,
in our own way, depending
yes,
on our heartbeat and your mind. So we have our own like wavelength, basically. So when you
yes.
are having anxiety, you always kind of like, that's
Ah,
what we call like incoherent. It's called incoherent energy. So that's why I really want to, because I experienced how grounded really felt like. And this is the core of being, right? The core of being is vibration. This is who we are before everything else, before the story, before all the story, before all the trauma. We are vibration. So when you are exposed to your very core being, and to me, this is where our power is came from, who
mm-hmm,
we truly are in our soul.
mm-hmm,
So when
mm-hmm,
the soul can penetrate to our being, it will remind you to return into yourself. That's what I
mm-hmm.
believe, and that's what I want people to experience. Yeah.
I agree with you. And you talked about Joe Dispenza's book. I think he's pretty awesome too. And one thing that I love, he talks about forgetting the past is the past. This is not who you are.
Mm-hmm,
And
mm-hmm,
I translate what he says next as me. letting go of all those human experiences, anything that I felt like I did wrong or feel guilty about, or whatever it is, successes,
Yeah.
all the ways that I define myself
Mm-hmm.
forward as that energy that you're talking about. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you're a hypnotherapist too?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So what all do you do?
So I'm an RTT therapist. It's also can translate to hypnotherapist, but it's more like it takes some work because hypnotherapist usually you can do like in one session, you put you into a certain brain wave, like a brain wavelength, then we can input an information. But the thing is, it can only last for a little bit. It can't be, it's not gonna stick too long if you're not doing the work, right? Because
Oh,
yeah, because we are basically we are a piece of computer, technically.
yes.
Our brain is, right? Like if you are an iPhone, you have data in your brain right now, subconsciously and consciously. So right now, all your identity is only tied on to your past, right? To make a new identity today, you have to decide, you have to choose, right? Like I was a bee, right? This is your identity, tied to all your story, all your trauma, or your experience, then you become now this person. But you have a higher self, right? Your higher self is like who you want to become, right? It's like the goal of whatever you want your soul, your purpose is. So how to get there? Like if
How
we are
to get
not
there.
building, yeah, how to get there is to build a new information of like what the story now. Because if we is our story is a victim, then we only gonna be a victim. We cannot make suddenly become a winner from nowhere, right? So we have to make a new, whole new script, whole new story. So basically, even changing. So what I do, I will take an experience of a person when exactly they got hurt or have a trauma, and we're gonna go back to that exact memory. Now we're changing the script. Like now this information now changed because trauma, it doesn't come from the experience itself. It's what happened to the experiences because we cannot or have the capacity to process the information. It become trauma, right? Then you
Oh, and
become,
that's when it gets lodged in as a pain
yeah,
or
yeah,
cancer
yes.
or
Right. So
mhm.
now, basically, we can actually, then this is when I use hypnotherapy. Then we're gonna go to change your wave. We're gonna go back into, we have to take you down to your alpha brain and to theta brain. And we're gonna go back to that exact memory. And then now we're going to make peace with that memory. So
And
now,
do we do that together or
we're doing it together. After we do it together, I'm giving you a recording that you need to listen every single day to before you go to bed, when you wake up. So in your own voice, to basically create a new identity. Or if you also
because
want
repetition the we
repetition,
learn by repetition.
is by repetition, exactly.
I
Yeah.
love it.
Yeah, so you also make you to write because when you start writing in your own in your body, you're creating a path, you see, like you're creating a connection between your mind and your body. I'm creating my reality now. How my reality looks right now. How do I wake up? How do I feel? Who I am as a person? Like how amazing my life is. Like as we write, if we creating the connection between your mind and your body, and then you
Mm,
repeat it so much, and then you become that. Yeah,
mm,
yeah. It's not
mm.
gonna be an overnight thing, you know. I
No,
wish.
but I
Yeah,
understand.
yeah.
It's just like somebody saying you're stupid, and then you start believing I'm stupid, and then you
Mm-hmm.
think you're stupid, and you probably brilliant. But
Mm-hmm.
wherever we are is based on what we've constantly told ourselves.
Yeah. So
A
yeah,
belief is
exactly.
just a thought we keep thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Fatima asks, how can we learn more about your class?
Yeah. So you can follow me on Aman Healing on Instagram. That's when I post.
Oh, wait,
Um,
I'm on healing. Let me
mhm.
put that down instead. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. So that's where I'm going to post a lot more. This is like a new journey for me as well. So I'm really, really thankful and grateful for you to open the space for me to share here because I am so passionate about to help others to liberate and free ourselves from all this pain and suffering because we subconsciously and not knowing that we are all addicted to our suffering, and that's including myself. And if we live continuously according to our subconscious mind is filled with so much information that is doesn't belong to us, you know.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so we need to create a new information and be aware that like we have all the control to create our life that we want and our identity that we want to live in. And it's all tied into our identity. So everything that comes into our life is not given by God. God doesn't give you this, you know. Attracted because it's coming because your soul is attracting it to you,
Mm-hmm.
you know. And so yeah, that's why I'm so like passionate that I want people to feel so good and so free and be in love with life and themselves. Like yesterday, I used to be such a people pleaser, as we all are, especially
Oh,
as
my
a
sister.
mother. Yeah,
Yes.
we burned myself out so much. I never prioritized myself, my alone time. And this is what I always like say to people. And so many girls, I was like, oh yeah, I love myself. And this I always ask this question now. Okay, tell me, how did you love yourself? And this is always, I have a hair salon right now. I'm still a hairstylist, and I met everybody, like every woman in my chair, caring about their life. And they complain about all this thing, all these guys, all this like life. And I ask them, okay, like, talking about your self-value, self-esteem, and self-love. And oh yeah, I love myself. Okay, so tell me, how did you love yourself? And it's so crazy because, there's five languages of love, right?
Yes.
And I asked them always the same question. It's a very simple question. When is the last time you said, I love you to myself?
Yes.
You
Yes.
know, when is the last time you really touch yourself? When is the last time you actually have a quality time with yourself? When
Mm-hmm.
did you go to the gym because I want to feel good, not because I want to look good? You see,
Mm-hmm.
everything that we're doing is for other people. Like we never really spend so much time to really love ourselves. And I really want people to start understanding like love is coming from ourselves is like the biggest love that you can give to ourselves. And I came literally desperate to be loved my whole life, looking for outside love my whole life. That's why I people please all the time because I just want desperately to be in love, but I don't know how to be in love with myself until I learned that. And yesterday I took myself, drove almost 2 hours to go to the beach because I know I needed to recharge. I needed to be myself, and I'm dancing alone. I'm having so much fun by myself. And it's such like, and I just broke into tears because I'm so in love with myself. And like
Yes. Yes.
it's such an honor to get to know myself. And when do we even get a chance to say that? Like, and I want people to really like, you're so special, and we all are so special and so unique. And I just want everyone to feel it, to feel
You
that way.
you are making it's so many things that you're bringing to my mind. I'm writing and I'm like, remember, remember, remember. Another thing that you did when I took your class, you said, and I do tell myself I love myself and I'm proud of me. Sometimes I feel like it's my higher self speaking to
Yeah, of course.
version
Yes,
of me.
of
And
course.
I even let my higher self write to me. So I do tell me that I love me and I hug me and I do all of
I
that.
love that.
But when I took your class, you
Mm-hmm.
said, hug yourself, tell yourself you love yourself. And I'm like, oh, I love me. I'm doing it. I love me.
Mm-hmm.
Then you said, hug somebody you love, somebody that's special to you.
Mm-hmm.
In my mind, I had my son here and I had my daughter here.
Mm-hmm.
And I loved
Yeah.
and
So
and
much.
yes. And then
So
when you
much.
said, do you remember what you
Yeah.
said after
Of
that?
course. I know this. I know this so well. Like that's what it is. When you think of someone you love and you hug them, there's so much more love.
Yes. Yes. And
There's
I was like,
so
have I been loving myself? I need to love myself more.
more. Yeah, more.
More.
More, yeah.
More. It
Because
gave me
that's a
feels. I got
difference.
feels
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, that's resonate. You see, chills
That's
is a resonate, yeah.
so those of you listening right now, oh, I wish we had said it before. Hug yourself right now.
Yeah,
Tell them, hug
yeah.
yourself.
So yeah, it's a good practice. So I want you guys to hug yourself and give so much love for yourself. So much love. Okay,
Mm,
now I want you to think of someone that you love so much, someone that is so special for you. It can be anyone in your life that you love the most. And love them and hug them so tightly in your present. And I want you to feel the difference, the love that you give for others and the love that you give yourself. And it's amazing to feel how much more that we love the other person than
the
we love
other
ourselves.
person.
Yeah. And that's a
Mm,
practice to get to know how much we love ourselves. And we should
mm,
give exact love for others too.
that
Yeah.
was beautiful. Even that time, and I knew what was happening. Even that time, when I hugged my mother's passed, and in my mind, I was hugging her, it made me
Yeah.
cry.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
Because
know,
that's how much love, when you love so much, it puts you into tears, because
yeah,
that's how much love. Yeah.
yeah. It's amazing how our life corresponds. Like my mother loved me, my daddy Ambrose, all of that. But I grew up in a Pentecostal environment. You know, my people are Pentecostal. You probably don't know what that means, but that means no makeup, no playing cards, gotta wear
Mm,
dresses, no looking at yourself in the mirror too long. You got to be humble,
mm,
and you have to, look cute, keep your hair pretty, be nice to people. And if you have something and they want some and you don't want to share, girl, you better share with them. It's
yeah.
all of that.
Always. Yeah.
And
Same.
then, then when we get older, now all of a sudden they want us to take care of ourselves when the
Yeah.
whole time you wanted me to take care of everybody else.
Yeah, of course.
So but it's such a journey. It's such a
Hmm.
um and the beach is my place too, because I go out there and I look and I'm like,
His
oh
mother. His
yeah,
mother. Yeah. His mother. Yeah.
yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes,
It's
yes.
grounding. Yeah.
So how so after you experienced all that you experienced, how did you get into breath work? I still don't understand. Did you go to school for?
Yeah, I took classes, certification, to make sure that I understood all the in and out what it breathwork is. Honestly, it was more a download that I got that,
Mhm.
like, yeah.
That's
I
how I feel, because you're special.
Yeah. Yeah, I just had like, I knew that I was called to I'm here. I know in my 100% that I'm here to liberate. That's what I know. I just don't know in what way or how. Like,
Ooh,
how I'm gonna do it.
yes.
So yeah, so then when I was in a psychedelic journey, and I basically went into this crazy massive awakening and, like, releasing myself. And this is when I learned that, like, breath is our foundation, is our biggest sacred tools to remove and to liberate. Because if we know how to breathe, we don't need to react or to respond
You need
to
to
any
react.
trigger that
Mm.
comes into your life. The minute you feel trigger,
You breathe.
if you can know how to do this, it's such a crazy tool, so simple. You don't need anything. You don't need anything. Like, literally, once you know how to take a deep breath, it's such a chaotic time. In such a, when you're triggered, your flight fight mode is completely turned on. You know how to ground yourself. We have the tools to ground ourselves. If we know how to do this, we have all the control to be grounded.
To be
It's to be
grounded.
grounded. And it's not about controlling our feeling, it's not the same, because we are allowed to feel all our emotion. We
Yeah.
are allowed to have rage, but not rage that will burn others. We don't need that. We don't
Yes.
need that, because we can explode in our movement, in our voice, and our arts, and we can have this rage. It's called the sacred rage, which is I never
Mm.
had. And I had that drooling, you can actually, that's why during the breath work I told you, like sometimes people will want to scream out loud.
I
And
think I
this is,
did.
yes, and you did, yeah. And I love that you allow yourself, because we don't allow ourselves to come out this way. It doesn't mean, like I said, like I don't believe in the rage that like to burn others. This is our fire that we need to let go and learn
Yes,
to let go. So you can dance your ass off, like dance your ass off is a one way for the body to release all the rage. That's why trance music, it's healing, because you have
yes,
to jump, 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 so your body is shaking all the thing as well. Or you can
yes,
do, any type of movement, voice also,
yes.
voicing out, like from all this breathing, ah, like you can even do so much of that when you have so much rage. And I will teach also, like, like when I have like a retreat for, this is my goal, to have like to learn so many ways that we can use breathe to breathe certain way to remove like all of this emotion that we couldn't handle, or like feel so stagnant in your body. Yeah.
I saw this lady. I don't even remember her name. I apologize, but she was psychic and she was talking about when she travels around the country and she looks over the United States, it's like dark
Mm-hmm.
because of how so many people are feeling.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's my job
Mm-hmm.
to spread some light.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
I feel like you do the same thing. And
Mm-hmm.
it's like it's more than just the body, because I believe we can heal this planet.
Mm-hmm.
If all of us are walking around angry and frustrated,
That's why we
it's
have to heal ourselves first. It's the only way to heal. Yeah, it's the only way to
mm,
heal. Yeah, it's the
mm,
only way, because energy, it's contagious. You know, we don't have to be a spiritual leader. We don't have to be a healer. If yourself already healed, you're already a healer. You
yes.
already walk around making people like you, like, look at your energy, like you just walk around and you just like light up all the room. It's just like you don't even need to do anything. Just be that person and your authentic self. Like I said, when you are connected to your car, you are the most strongest enlightened person in the room. That
Mm.
itself, it's already healing.
So this is not a political channel,
Hmm.
but there's a lot going on in the world today.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of people who are forgetting that we came here to create our reality,
Mhm,
right?
mhm,
And
mhm,
instead, they're responding to what's
mhm.
happening
Yeah.
or repeating what they see or planting seeds that they don't
Mhm.
want to grow. If
Yeah.
you had 1 minute to talk to these people,
Yeah.
what would you say?
Yeah. So for me, we cannot control what we cannot control. The only person that we can control is ourselves. Is ourselves. So as much as we want to speak up, and feel free to speak up, but be careful with the language that we're using. What is the energy that we want to create? Being angry is putting gasoline into a fire. Into it's not making it better. It's not making it better. That's why only light can, only love can heal. Like, it's only, if your anger and your frustration is only putting gasoline into this massive fire already. So the best thing that we can do is for us to stay grounded, really stay grounded, and heal yourself, and be that change, that small little wave that you can create next to your community, to your home, to your going to Starbucks, like
Yes.
driving in the car, like, be in a supermarket, like like when we can create this small little ripple, it's called the butterfly effects, right? Create the soft wave, the gentle wave, the love wave. That's what we can do. That's the only thing we can do. And
Mm,
that's the only way we can help. And again, if you have any I just feel like sometimes right now people are so entitled to their anger because everyone is channeling their own anger and frustration, and
Yeah.
they want to use a sub, like a topic to let out of this anger. This is not helping. It's not helping anybody.
It's so
This is really not helping anybody. So as we can do is we pray, we raise our prayer to believe that like light is always going to win, right? Like the love always win at the end of all
always.
this darkness and all this chaos. That's what we can do. We raise our vibration to create a better world, to believe that it's going to be. Because if we're gonna all lose our hope that's the only way can make this happen, like be better.
Keep
Our
hope
prayer
alive.
is always our prayers. Yeah, it's our energetically is what can heal this world. That's what we hear. That's the best thing we
Mm.
can do. Yeah.
Well, if any of you are having difficulties finding that peace, Sunday, June the 29th, 10 o'clock a.m. I'm going to show you the video one more time because I think it's really sweet. Watch this.
Come and join us for another powerful breathwork journey. Experience the magic of sound and vibration. I can't wait to guide you back to your greatest self. Let's breathe, heal, and rise together.
Let's breathe, heal, and rise together.
Together.
Ah. Now, in order to get the link to purchase tickets, what I did, I went to your Yuri Sinata page. Is it
Mm-hmm.
on the Aman Healing
Yeah,
page?
it's on both. Yes.
Okay, so go to, let's see, go to her page and click the link and purchase your ticket Sunday, June 29th. There are not a lot of spots left, but there is parking, so that's good.
Mm-hmm.
And you'll be able to release trauma that you don't even know you have. And the
Mm-hmm.
music, they're going to be playing live there too.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah.
Wow.
So this breathwork, sometimes I let me give a little bit of also like information. Like when people are having anxiety, I want people to have a different idea of anxiety, like or different understanding of anxiety. And I love this. I think I shared that with you guys too, also in the class, because I share this with a lot of people. Sometimes anxiety is not always a bad thing because people like try to medicate like anxiety so much with substance, like try
Mhm.
to run away from anxiety. Sometimes anxiety it's an energy that inherited to your vessel, because we all are creator, right? So when you like if anyone is a mother, and there's a term like when you have a baby, they're going to a growth spurt. When they're going to a growth spur, meaning like they're being like
Yes.
emotionally and body and physically they are expanding because our vessel is expanding, right? So when your soul is trying to expand, you also getting a feeling of anxiety. So people are so afraid of anxiety. Sometimes it's a
Mm.
sign of growth. It's actually a sign of growth. So even though if you think you don't need this breath work to release trauma because you don't think you have any trauma, this is what I meant. This anxiety, it needed to be expanded. So with breath work, we actually is expanding our vessel through our breath work, so then we can receive more love, more abundance, more light, more lesson, more wisdom, because we are growing and we are expanding. There's a story about this like lobster theory, if you know about this lobster theory.
No.
So lobster actually can live for a very, very long time, like over 140 something years. If nobody like get caught, they actually can live for a very long time. So a lobster, they have their shell, right? When they outgrow their shell, they have to remove themselves from this, and they don't feel comfortable. They need to go in a hiding because now they don't have their home. They're not safe. They need
Mm.
to go in a hiding because that's when they don't feel comfortable right now. Same thing with butterfly. Before they went into a butterfly, they have to come in the
Mm.
cocoon. This
Yes.
time is not comfortable. So as a snake, before they have to shed their skin, they have to move so much to release all the old, because it's expansion. It's an expansion of your vessel. So when you feel that anxiety, I want you to like instead of being afraid of that anxiety, like try to shift that energy. Maybe I'm growing, I'm
Ooh,
growing, I'm ready. Yes. So when we take a lot of
yes.
deep breath in this feeling of anxiety, because this is how we grown and we are expanding our vessel, then you let light comes in, wisdom, abundance, and love, and you're ready on the receiving mode instead of being scared and fight it. You see what I mean?
Yes.
Yes.
Love.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm open to receive. I'm open to create.
Mm-hmm.
I love that because I know whenever I'm going to the next level,
Mm-hmm.
then I have to leap into things that are
Mm-hmm.
sometimes frightening
Yeah, of
because
course.
I've never
Yeah,
done before,
of
like my
course.
podcast.
Yeah.
People gonna like it? Are they gonna watch? Am I gonna do it right? Am I gonna mess up? And I just have to say,
It's okay.
it's
It's
okay.
okay. It's
It's
okay.
okay. It's okay.
Yeah, it's okay.
Benefits of breath work reduces the anxiety and stress, regulates your nervous system, releases stored trauma and emotions, boosts mental clarity and focus, deepens spiritual connection, enhances energy flow and vitality, helps you feel grounded and clear, connects you to your body, your mind, and your soul. I
Mm-hmm.
just try it. Try,
Yeah.
try
Yeah.
the breath work. Try it.
It
At least
really is. It's the most powerful. Like you can go to like, many talking therapies, like as many as you want. If the body is still holding on this thing, it's very, very hard to move on. So it's a one way, like straight, like it's like a rip off the band-aid, You're just
rip
bah.
off the band-aid. Look,
Yeah.
if you're
Yeah.
feeling stuck, if you
Mm-hmm.
mad at anybody you see in the news all the time, if you're feeling overwhelmed, if you're feeling anxious, if your energy is low, you don't feel like doing anything, if you're uncomfortable in your own body,
Mm-hmm.
if you overthink everything, now you know I'm a thinker because that's why I have to be. If you're constantly feeling burned out, if you're even craving something, but you don't know what that something is. Like you feel like, I just know I should be, something's supposed to be happening. There's something else that I'm supposed to be doing. Breath work is for you.
Yes, it really is.
Breath work is for you. Now, Yuri might have other reasons in addition to that, but I say it's for you. If you feel helpless, if you feel restless, if you have chronic inflammation,
Mm-hmm.
if you feel disconnected from other people, if you feel like you need to take some medication to calm your
Mm-hmm.
nerves.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, y'all, the
Mm-hmm.
our we are spiritual beings in these
We
bodies, and we
are.
have a lot more control than
We
we.
have.
And breath work can help you get connected to that. If you got a
Mm-hmm.
short temper, if you shut down and are numb, or if you're like Yuri said, if you're walking around saying, my hormones are just doing something crazy,
Yeah.
or if you have a lot of weight gain in your lower abdomen, I
Mm-hmm.
think yes. Am I
Yes.
correct? Yes,
Yes. Mm-hmm.
breath work.
Mm-hmm.
Breathe it out. Breathe it out. And then I believe, Yuri, correct me if I'm wrong. I believe as we continue to do the breath work, to take the classes, I believe we'll get more connected with our bodies. And
We
then we
are.
can hear what it's trying to tell us. Because I
Exactly.
agree with you.
It
Cancer and all
communicate.
that.
Yes, our body know how to communicate with us. Like this is why the magic, like right now, I'm living in a magical world because I'm connected to everything, to the universe, to my body. I can hear, oh, I need to eat this, drink this, and like it's amazing. It really communicate to you, but we are so disconnected to ourselves. That's what we don't know, and that's why we keep on doing all whatever, like whatever you're doing all the time, and having in the loop, like we stuck in the loop, like having all the same information, same ovarian things and cysts and all of this like hormone imbalance, and we we took it as kind of like, oh, it's just part of me, it's just, but it's not. It's
It
not part
runs
of
in my
us.
family. Oh,
Yeah,
everybody got it. It's bound to happen.
exactly. We don't need it. Yeah, we don't have to comply to it. We don't have to comply to it. And we have all the control to change that if we know how to connect to ourselves. Your body
Your body
knows more
knows.
than your body knows. Your body never lies. It never lies. It tells you everything. It tells you everything. It will literally tell you if you're in the wrong relationship, if you are like, it will tell you from
Yes.
your down there
Yes.
will tell you everything you need to know. It
Yes.
will tell you everything you need to know. It communicate with you, but we just don't listen. We betrayed ourselves all the time. We know. We just don't listen. Yeah.
You hear that? And I can tell you, before I was as in touch with my body as I am, um, I heard my body talking to me,
Yeah.
but I was afraid to do some of the things it told me to do because it was against what I was taught, or
Yeah.
I thought it might hurt somebody's feelings, and I never wanted to hurt anybody's feelings.
Mm-hmm.
Fatima says benefits of breath work and sound healing: reduce anxiety, emotional overwhelm, regulate the nervous system, release trauma stored in the body, mental clarity and emotional balance. Yes, deep rest, healing, and reconnection with your true self. That's true.
Yeah.
And time 6:56. Also, when you go, wear comfortable clothing,
Mm-hmm.
right? So you can
Yes.
move around,
Yeah.
you know, bring a yoga mat. Be
Mm-hmm.
prepared to sweat a little bit, I think. What do you think?
Yes, yeah. You're gonna cry a lot. You're gonna sweat a lot because when your body release is just going to go through all this. Yeah.
I remember one time I sent a friend of mine to a lady who was spiritually connected, a psychic, and she went like, mm-hmm. And guess what she got? Nothing. Because she went all balled up, like, let me see what you're going to talk about. Well, actually, she did get something, but she said it was at the end before she realized the lady was up and up. And by that time, her time was up.
Mm-hmm.
So if you go open, go
Be
open,
open.
go open. Um, I want to put the link for for the class, but it's okay. Let me see. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Hold on. I'm going to give y'all the link so that you can purchase your tickets. Here we go. Let's see. Yuri, you talk to them while I find the actual link so I can
Yeah.
type it in the chat.
I just want to say, like, I love, love, love your energy when I met you at the class. I just love
Oh,
that you are like a ball of sunshine. That I love how women connect. I love how we connected, and like nothing is coincidence. And I'm just really grateful to be able to be here with you and having this conversation. And I'm so excited to host more classes, and I hope to see you again in the next class, or maybe we can host something together. I would
oh,
love to do that.
well, okay, so let me tell you. Wait a minute. Let me thank you so much for saying that, because I'm gonna tell you a secret. You ready?
Yes.
In my heart and my soul and my mind, I got chills. I know I'm going to have a wellness center.
Ah,
And the people that I invite on Heaven High podcast, I want to be a part of my wellness center.
I love
So
it.
I'm so glad you said that, because I had already thought I I I want to share her.
Yeah.
And I'm doing a retreat. I'm doing a
Ah.
retreat. Let me put my link. Okay. See, let's see how the link shows up. So y'all can copy and paste that link. You can copy and paste. I'm doing a retreat next year in March, and I suggested you. I said
Mm-hmm.
it's in Mexico, so I'm because
Oh.
I really think you're absolutely awesome. You're soothing, you're open, You understand the power and the importance of love. You're giving people tools that they can use so that
Mm-hmm.
they can come out of whatever it is that they want to release and step into a, um, a more a more aligned version of themselves.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I
because
think
I don't see like, because for me, I don't want them to have to come to me for healing, you know. I want them to give them the tools. Like this is the tools that
yes.
you can use for yourself, that you're gonna take it far. This is just the beginning, you know, when they come to the class, this is my job, this is what I believe. I give you the tools and that's it. And you're gonna take it
Mhm.
and you're gonna have such a magical and beautiful life. And that's all I want to give.
Such a magical and
Yeah.
beautiful life. Well,
Yeah.
I appreciate you
Me
sharing
too.
your heart, your soul, your gifts, your
Yes.
talents. Let's see, we have a comment for us. She put the link above. Look at my sister. She is working so hard. I love you so much. Thank you. Oh, she's telling me to say I put the link above. Okay. There we go, y'all. I put the link. There we go.
Yay.
Yay. Thank you, Fatima. Thank you for thriving and sharing your gifts too. She's another amazing sister.
I
And
love it.
she and I will, I'm sure, take your class together. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, because she's like that too. But I just appreciate you. You never left my mind, and I feel your calling. I feel your purpose, and I'm just honored to be able to share you
Me
with my
too. Me
audience.
too.
Please, y'all, get your tickets. I got two more videos to show you. I'm gonna show you hers one more time. Then I'm gonna show you. Then
Show
I'm gonna
me
let y'all.
yours. Show me yours.
Oh, show mine. Y'all ready? It's my
Okay.
opening, but listen to the words, y'all. Listen to the words. It just makes me happy. Here we go. You ready? Here we go.
Yeah.
I know today, no matter what is happening, things will all go my way. I see heaven and I don't have to wait for you to recognize that love resides in this place. Why not listen ahead? Why you making that face? You be tripping, so think about something different. Why you making just relax a bit, ain't no accidents, it's just all for the
Heaven high, everybody. Welcome. I want y'all to know I truly
I
believe
love it.
it.
It's such a good energy. It's so you.
Right?
It's so
Thank you,
you.
Jay
Yeah, I
Clay,
love
for that song. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And thank you,
it.
Aaron Gladman, for the video. I really do believe that all things work together for good. Like
A hundred
all those
percent.
experiences that you had or that I had that lodged trauma, you don't know nothing if you ain't felt nothing, if you ain't been through anything. And
Of
I believe
course.
right now, I believe a pimple has to pop in order for it to heal. Because we've been
Mm-hmm.
putting band-aids all over the United.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And now we breaking out with boils all over.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
now we can feel it. You have to feel in order to heal.
Yeah. You
Get it
only
out.
have, yeah. The only way to heal is to feel it.
Yes. So
It's the
right
only
now
way.
we can be given thanks for these times. You know,
Yes.
thank you. I'm I am so thankful to be alive
Mm,
during
so
this
yes.
transition. I say
Yes.
that when people tell me somebody passed, I said, they must not have charted to be here at this rebirth. And that's what's
Mm-hmm.
happening. And we are
Mm-hmm.
assisting people in the transition. Remember,
Mm-hmm.
it's all love. Fatima says, thank you. This was incredibly nurturing. She is nurturing, right? What sign are you?
I'm a Scorpio.
Scorpio, extremely nurturing. Like, I didn't want to leave when I was at class. I just wanted to sit and just talk and talk and talk and talk and talk. Any closing words before we get off? We're going to end with your video. So,
Yeah. Well, I want to tell you guys, if you nobody told you, that I always believe in you and I love you, and you are so special, and each of you and each of your story. So I wish you guys to fall in love with yourself and to fall in love with love with the world. That's what
Mm.
I want.
Fall in love with yourself
Yes.
and fall in love with love. That's
Yeah.
beautiful. I
I
love
love.
you. You are
I
my
love love.
sister.
I love
Okay.
love.
I love love too.
Yes.
Okay, y'all. See you next week. I'm
I'll
putting
see you
you.
next week.
Bye. Don't forget to get your tickets.
Bye.
Come and join us for another powerful breathwork journey. Experience the magic of sound and vibration. I can't wait to guide you back to your greatest self. Let's breathe, heal, and rise together.
There we go. Have a blessed day, people.
You too.
Bye. Mwah. Aw.